Hello and welcome everyone again into another video. And today's video, it's about Great League. Why? Because it is something I wanted to talk about and I mentioned in the previous video. So if you haven't watched it, go and watch it. What did we talk about in the previous video? You need to go watch it. So basically it's like, I made a team, the G-Fisk, Sableye, and Pelipper. And that team basically became the top rated on PvPoke. And then, you know, like whenever it becomes the best team, then the second best team would be like a team that just completely hard countered that team. So G-Fisk, Sableye, Pelipper. Okay, first game, Medi, Noctowl into Sableye. Guess what's in the back? If we have a Pelipper, what could be in the back? What do you think the algorithm will give us? Huh? So in this matchup, I tried to not shield the Sableye because like eventually, like whenever you get hard counted in the lead in the swap, the best thing you could do is grabbing a shield advantage, which I did. And we have a Pelipper, they have an Noctowl. Okay, second game, Medicham. We lose this. Do you guys think it's the algorithm? Because like I'm getting hard counted in the lead and in the back. Yes, I know I'm running the best team, which is my team, and it's a top rated team on PvPoke, and PvPoke tweeted about that. And PvPoke has more than 50,000 followers, so technically more than 50,000 people watch that this is actually the best team. So option 1, it's the algorithm. Option 2, this team is too good to the point where people are running 3 hard counters to it because it's just too good of a team, right? So what do? Do we keep playing it? Let's see. So I tested out for one set, and I went 1-4. And in the 4-5 games, everyone was running Medi, Noctowl, Lantern. So what does that mean? That means this team doesn't work. Even if it's the best team, we get to the point where it doesn't work anymore because everyone is running 3 hard counters. No, I went actually 2-3 because 2 of my opponents misplayed. I think I swapped Pelipper. They brought in Noctowl instead of bringing Lantern. So I decided to run Trevenant instead of Pelipper. Why? Because everyone has a Medi lead, Lantern in the back. And Trevenant is the best Pokemon for those two. So, first game, Stunfisk. So I tend to usually like grab a shield, but then I'm like, if everyone is like watching my games, let's say, not trying to flex or say anything. If everyone knows what I run, how do I play, I need to change my playstyle. So I decided to insta-swap. Usually, I don't insta-swap. I'm not a fan of insta-swap or aggressively swapping. I like getting a shield advantage first, chipping them, and catch a move on my second Pokemon. But if everyone is expecting that whenever they play me, I'm like, easy to read. So, you know, we get to change the playstyle. So I decided to insta-swap. And my opponent kept going straight bubble beam. All I needed to do is just basically flipping the swap. Why? Because I don't want to play the mirror. I'm like people know that I don't shield my swap as well. So that's another thing. So I shielded. I'm like, you're not getting... I can get to a move if he decided to... So they have a Pelipper. This game is playable and not playable. So I need to land a Rock Slide. If I don't land a Rock Slide, I can win. But look at this. Pelipper can beat Trevenant in the back. Stunfisk, but since Trevenant is pretty neutral, like for Trevenant to win, you need to land the Shadow Ball. For the G-Fisk to win, you need to shield the Shadow Ball. So I get to the Rock Slide here. Now look at this play. We swap. Now they are loaded on energy. If I shield the Hurricane, they still win. So I decided to no shield and call the bait. I know that this is another bait, so we no shield. See guys? Instead of just blaming everything, sometimes you could win just by playing better than the opponent or hoping for them to make a mistake. Because for you to win, 1, you outplay, 2, they make a mistake. And this game, they made a mistake by trying to bait, and I committed for my win con, which is basically calling the bait. So should I put the title as like calling all the baits? Okay, another Stunfisk lead. I swapped into Sableye, and from the Shadow Claw damage, I could tell that this Azu is not a very XL. Why? I mean, Shadow Claw shouldn't do that much damage, so they must be a Swag Tips fan. Going for some unnecessary breakpoint that doesn't do anything. Like, look at this. If it's an XL, they should be like, the health bar should be at the left ear of Azu. I shouldn't be able to farm down, by the way. They should be able to get to another move if it's a good Excel Azu. So now I'm just gonna throw those foul plays. I don't need to do anything else. Okay. So they bring in G-Fisk. I'm just gonna aggressively swap. This is bad. And I don't win this game because they have Sableye in the back. So I was relying on them having a Lantern because everyone had a Lantern at one point. So that the whole thing behind swapping Pelipper into Trevenant is the Lantern in the back. So look at this. They have 2 almost Pokemons. I have 1. Can I win this? What do you guys think? So I made a perfect read in this game. I'm like, I'm gonna wait until he throw, and he's gonna try to catch. So I'm just gonna expect him to catch and throw Earthquake. They did catch. Now look at this. I'm counting, and I know that they need 6 for this one because this is the 4th one. So I'm just gonna go for the EQ. That was a good game. Let's be honest, guys. Talonflame, destroy the entire team. What do? Option 1, we blame the algorithm. Option 2, we just win the game. A point throw on 6 here, which means this is a Mud Bomb, which means them swapping a Mud Boy, that means they have another Mud Boy in the back. So I know it's a Swampert in the back. Has to be Swampert because if it's a G-Fisk, then they swap the G-Fisk instead of the Whiscash. This is an easy shield for them, but I don't care because my G-Fisk is just loaded, like actual loaded. I don't need to shield this. They have 2, so I need to shield this. There's an argument to be made about insta throwing and then not shielding. And it's a Frostlass in the back. They were trying to bait out the Trevenant, I guess, so the Frostlass can sweep. But hello, I have 2 Ghosts. I have 2 Shadow Claw users. So Pelipper would have been able to sweep this team so far, but it would have been like a bit annoying. Like they... And yeah, we just throw the Rock Slide here and we win the game. Moving to the next one. Stunfisk into Azu. I think this is in half if I'm correct. So we don't have the best Azu answer. So I'm just gonna stay in and throw those EQs. So for me to win this game, I need them to be weak to Sableye in the back. And usually people with Azu do not have a Sableye answer because Azu's their Sableye answer. So I aggressively swapped into Azu and they have a Zweilous. So technically now I need to land a return and I need them to be weak to the Ghost in the back. So this is technically like a hard counter lead. Tough counter in the swap. I need to shield this because if it's... It doesn't matter technically because now I'm relying on Trevenant because if Trevenant gets a good matchup. And they have a Guzzlord, so technically, you know, G-Fisk double Ghost into Azu double Dark. This is a tough matchup. I mean, I made it as close as I could, but I don't think it could be closer any than this. Yeah, this game is basically GG. That was an unnecessary catch, but it doesn't matter. Like, they already won the game. Like, it's kind of unwinnable. Okay, then moving into the next one. Stunfisk into Sableye. This is kind of like a neutral matchup. Slightly Sableye's favor in the 1 shield. G-Fisk's favor in the 0. G-Fisk needs to land the EQ. Sableye needs to shield the EQ. And we get a frame drop. Which means I didn't hit the excellent. So now if they stay in, they can get to a foul play, which shouldn't be possible if I didn't get that lag. So I insta swap to bait out the Noctowl. So again, this team is double weak to Noctowl in the back, which means I have to sack one of the Ghosts to bait out the Noctowl. Why? Because if I don't bait it out, the Trevenant is just going to have zero usability. So now I'm just hoping that they don't shield this. And pretty much they always don't. Because Noctowl did the job that it's there for, which is beating the Sableye or the Trevenant. So this is like going to be like kind of a closed matchup. because they still have a Sableye with a move in the back. I don't think I can win, to be honest. There was a Wincon, which is catching an EQ on the Stunfisk, but I think I get pretty distracted on stream. I will show you what happened, basically. No, not here. So now they need to land the EQ. And look at this. Look where I'm tapping. I was like, okay, I'm gonna catch now. And then I was reading chat at the same point, so I tapped above the swap, so it didn't work. So yeah, we didn't win the game. It's a pretty like something that it's something that's common. Like when you play on stream, you can't just win everything. Sometimes you just get easy distracted. Lantern lead. I need them to have spark. They have water gun. This is bad. But usually when they have water gun, they shield. So I tend to bait. So first bait. Now I'm just gonna shield again. Why? Because if they have Noctowl, I lose. Okay, so they swapped out to the Noctowl. This is amazing for me. All I need is just throw those 2 rock slides and force them to dump their energy. So let's see what they do. This should be a Shadow Ball. Now a return from Sableye KOs here. And I'm expecting a Medi in the back. Which means Revenant is just gonna destroy the entire backline. Yeah, I throw on 4, which is like right before they get to the move, because I didn't want to risk a desync CMP. So let's see. Yeah, they swapped in. They are staying in. So I'm expecting them to catch on Medi. So I went straight Shadow Ball, and they expected the cat. They expected me to throw at that timing. So I'm like, they will catch a Shadow. They will try to catch the Seed Bump on whatever they have in the back, but I'm just gonna throw a Shadow Ball in case they did a catch. And that was a good read by me, let's be honest, guys. Okay, I deserve some credit for that. Bassidon lead, amazing. Gotta love those teams. Yeah, bring in your Medi. I have a Sableye. What else do you have, my friend? Do you have a Trevenant in the back? Bassidon players, no mercy, guys. If you queue into a Bassidon player, you have to beat him. So I throw return here. Why? Because foul play doesn't KO. So I'd rather be like very healthy versus the Bastion and get it as low as possible. And look at this. I'm going to be able to get to 2 moves here. Remember, G-Fist can live 2 flamethrowers from XL Bastion. They swapped into Trevenant. I anticipated that and I threw Rock Slide. Why? Because if they don't shield, I can Shadow Claw all the way down. Now at this point, I know this is a bait, but I'm just going to shield because all I need is just the Shadow Claw damage. And I need to grab a shield here. I mean, the game is already GG, okay? There's no way they win this game. I'm just going to shield here. And commit to the full farm down. Then I'm just going to Shadow Ball the Bastion. And then this Bastion can go. Okay, Stunfisk into Stunfisk. I said we just swap out to bait out the Noctowl if they have it. And they brought into the Noctowl. The good thing is that I have energy lead, which means I can get to a nuke and foul play. So I'm throwing on 4 just to mess with their counting in case they were trying to count. Yeah, I don't like throwing instantly because sometimes they will be able to count and oh boy, this is so bad. Yeah, this person has like a rank 1 Noctowl. That's not like a Swag Tips IV. Because if it's a Swag Tips IV, I would have been able to easy flip swap. This is an easy shield for me. I don't expect them to catch, to bait here. But you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna nuke. We landed a nuke. They have a Pelipper in the back. They have 2 shields. I have 1. So what I'm gonna do is throw until they shield. I'm not gonna shield. I can get to 2 moves. And again, the game is pretty in their favor. Okay, they didn't throw. So now we swap out. Let's call the bait. See guys, we don't shield baits. We added the nuke, and I still haven't used the shield. He used 2 shields on a Pokemon that was doing super effective on poop of 2 Pokemons, and I didn't use the shield. If you're gonna go straight bait, I'm not gonna shield it, my friend. I'm not gonna shield it. Sometimes you have to commit to your win con, which is nuking. They brought in the Bastiodon. I was like, I have a G-Fisk. They pretty much won't fight for the swap. So how about I'm just gonna flip the swap and shield once? Because again, people do not expect me to shield in the swap. That's like genuinely my playstyle. So I try to play differently. Why? Just so my viewers on YouTube like you, the one people who are watching right now, can watch and be impressed with this content and subscribe because it's free. Because like 80% of my viewers are non-subs. So please, if you're watching and you haven't subbed, it's time to sub. Because it's free, it doesn't cost you anything, but it helps my channel to grow so I can make more content and help everyone. This is a Swampert matchup, so we were like, okay, we lost to Swampert last time because we made a mistake by reading chat while battling, so I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna read the chat. I'm just gonna focus on beating this Swampert that has 2 shields up and a Bastiodon in the back. So what's my my win con here? I don't know why they tried to catch. This catch is just gonna end up in my favor because I'm gonna get to a move and then swap out and then just over farm because this thing doesn't hit G-Fisk with anything. I don't know what's the purpose of using the Dene. It doesn't beat anything. It loses to Medicham. It loses to Altaria. So yeah, we lock slide the Swampert. G-Fisk saying, I am the best ground Pokemon, Swampert. And yeah, that was the last battle. Thank you so much everyone for watching. If you like the video, please leave a like. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. And if you have any question, leave in the comment section below and I'll be glad to answer your questions. And I made a video yesterday about the top teams in the Ultra League. Make sure to watch it so you will be prepared for the Ultra League. And tonight I will be making a video about the Ultra League Premier Classic meta. So also make sure to sub to the channel so you can get a notification about all of these videos. Thank you so much for watching and see you in the next one. Peace.